It was very
voluminous hair. What is happening, everyone? How are you doing? Did you catch that conversation about voluminous hair? Hope you guys are having a fabulous, fabulous day. We're going to talk about pricing your offers. It's like this one thing that everyone is always asking about, and we tend to literally pluck numbers out of the sky. Like, how much should you be charging for your coaching offer, especially when you're a brand spanking new coach and you've never put anything out there? Where do you start? I'm going to break it all down. I'm going to show you how I go through the process with my client. Alyssa blow dried her hair today for you guys. Woo, looking fancy because she knows on Tuesday I go live and she wants to make sure she looks good. So is that true? Yeah. All right. Let's dive right in behind my screens and let's dive right in and see how to price your offers. Also, I want to make sure you guys stick around to the very end, because what I'm going to do is show you how online coaching can be so very gangbusters. And we're going to map that out in terms of pricing. So I want you to get a little excited. All right. So we're talking about pricing your offers. Get a pen and paper out really quickly, because I want you to do the math, not just watch me be all crazy, waving my hands all everywhere, because that's how I roll. Get a pen and paper out, and I want you guys to do the math right now. So the first thing when it comes to pricing your online coaching offer, your program, I'm going to use those terms interchangeably, is I want you to start with a baseline price, right? So my guesstimate, and what I usually, use when my clients are just starting out, is I like to put it around $100 a month for a program. That's the baseline. So I want you guys to, divide 100 by 4. So it's about $25 a week. I'm like, look at my crazy ghetto calculator, and I'm just not willing to say goodbye to it. So if you need it, you might need a calculator out too. So I'm going to use my ghetto calc here, and you guys can follow along. So $25 a week as a baseline for your coaching offer. Next step, your program length. Right? So how long is your program? Are you offering a 4-week program? Is it a 6-week program? So obviously the length in terms of weeks of your program times 25, which is my guesstimate, would be your baseline figure for your coaching program. Of course, when you're just starting out, we have to, start with something, and that's why I'm taking you through this process right now. The goal as a coach, and especially as an online coach, is as time passes and as you do this a little bit more, and then the demand for your coaching and your programs and your offers increases. And this all will happen parallel to your list size and your audience increasing, right? So the more people you work with, the more people that go through your process, the larger your brand, the larger your audience and your following and your experience. You sprinkle in a lot more testimonials and social proof and case study. As all this stuff starts to grow and snowball, that is where you will see that your price will increase, which is pretty sweet. So next thing, so you have your baseline figured out, pretty straightforward. We're using my guesstimate of $25 per week, times that by the length of your program. Now, are you going to be offering one-on-one coaching or any coaching, group coaching? This is your time, right? So I see a lot of people putting out offers, and then there's weekly coaching calls and this and that. And I'm like, okay, you're going to be offering a lot and you're charging $100. Doesn't make sense. So I want you to figure out, are you offering coaching? Is there coaching in your program? And this is specifically for those of you that are offering coaching, whether it's a one-on-one or in a group. So the answer should be yes. Okay. I want you to figure out how many hours of one-on-one coaching time are you offering. So if you're offering 30-minute coaching calls, one at the beginning, one halfway through, and one at the end, that would be 1.5 hours. If you're doing weekly coaching calls, that would be, and you have a 4-week program, it would be 4 hours. You can figure it out, right? I think so. How many hours of group coaching will each member receive? So maybe you're doing office hours or Q&A calls or group coaching calls. These are ways that your members will have access to you. So I want you to put those in their total time in terms of the duration of this program that they will have access to you in a group coaching format. So if you're not offering group coaching or you're not offering one-on-one, leave a blank. It's all good. Now, here's where I need you to put down what your current hourly rate is. All right. So there's levels to this, right? So as a service provider, as a coach, maybe you're a trainer, a nutritionist, whatever you do, there is levels to your career, right? So right now at this moment in time, with where you're at. What are you charging for your time? So if someone wants to hire you offline maybe, and they said, hey, how much for an hour session? There's a figure. So I need you to jot down what that number is, right? Your hourly rate obviously increases as well, just like your program price, your baseline price would increase. The more social proof, the more time, the more value, the more audience. When you're just starting out, what is the going average hourly rate for a service provider in your industry? Jot that down. Now, I want you to add up the total number of one-on-one hours that you've put into this program that you've decided, right? So the total hours for the duration of the program, and multiply that by your current hourly rate. So that's the value of your one-on-one time. Again, if there's no one-on-one time, you leave that blank, the value is 0. Now, the total hours of group coaching. So if they have access to you on group coaching calls every single week for 6 weeks, that would be 6 hours. And I want you to multiply that number by $10. And that is my guesstimate based on, having launched programs, having worked with coaches that are new, having done this as a coach. That's my guesstimate. There's no actual black and white way to do the math. I'm giving you what I do with my clients when they're just starting out, so that you're no longer like plucking numbers out of the sky and being like, where did I get that number? So at least you have an actual formula. And of course you can change things a little bit if it doesn't feel right. So the total number of hours in a group format times 10, that would be the total value of the group coaching component of your program. Now we got to add them all up, right? So you've got your baseline. We figure that out, total number of weeks in your program times 25. Then we're going to add up the number of the value of your one-on-one time, the value for group coaching time. Voila! That's where I would start when it comes to pricing your offer, without feeling like you're just guessing or doing something. And it has to feel good. It has to feel right. So that, the nice thing about online coaching is that you create the content and then you can scale. And I'm going to show you an example of this. And this is the juicy part about being an online trainer. Let's take you through an example. I like to use the name Sarah. I don't know why. Sarah, she's a fitness and health coach. She charges $80 an hour. So that's her going hourly rate in her offline business right now. So she wants to come online and launch this online offer. Amazing. It's a 6-week coaching offer. It's going to help women lose weight. Sweet. Her offer includes 2 30-minute one-on-one coaching calls and weekly group coaching calls. So her baseline, because the program is 6 weeks long, times 25, the baseline for this program that I would set this at as a new coach is $150. Now, 1 hour is the total amount of time that she's offering one-on-one. Remember, there's 2 30-minute calls times $80, which is her current hourly rate. So that's $80. So now she's also offering weekly group coaching calls, and it's a 6-week program. So 6 times that $10, which is my guesstimate in terms of my weekly value for group coaching kind of thing. Guesstimated, is that even a word? Well, we like it.
Yeah.
$60 guesstimated value for the group coaching. We add all that up, $290 for 6 weeks would feel about right based on what she's offering one-on-one, what she's offering as an online program. That feels right to me. And of course it has to feel right to you and it has to make sense, but that's how I would do the math. Now, remember I told you, stick around to the very end, because this is why I love online coaching. Not just love, but love online coaching. Because Sarah I'm in a weird mood today. I was wearing like leopard pants before and I actually changed. I'm like, gotta get out of these. Sarah can accept up to 30 clients, right? So let's say she can take in 30 women into this group coaching offer at a time, right? That's awesome. So what I want you guys to see here, and where this all kind of blows up, is when we figure out the time calculation, how much time is she investing into this group coaching program? And this is where you can really start to understand and quantify your income versus your time, which is so important as a business owner. So you can see it makes a heck of a lot more sense to build my business and work towards something like this, as opposed to sticking in the one-on-one service-based model. So I just want you guys to see these numbers for yourself. So Sarah's time calculation, 30 members into her program, and she's giving 1 hour in total. Remember, 2 30-minute calls. So that would mean that she's offering a total of 30 hours of one-on-one calls inside the 6-week program. Remember, she gives weekly coaching calls in a group format. So she's dedicating 6 weeks of group coaching. So that's 6 hours, right? 1 hour a week total. So she's got 30 hours of one-on-one calls that she has to deliver when she sells 30 new women into her weight loss program. And then she's going to do a weekly coaching call. So that's going to take up 6 hours over time. She also has a Facebook group. So we're trying to figure out how much total time is this offer going to take up for her. Rolling up my sleeves because my calculator's coming out. So Sarah estimates that she's going to spend an average of 3 hours a week. So maybe like 20 minutes a day. I don't know what that adds up to, but maybe she's in there a little bit, and she's going to be coaching and providing feedback and managing her Facebook community with those 30 members inside. So her guesstimate is 3 hours a week. So that's a total of 18 hours for this 6 weeks. I also added that in there because that does take time. So that is the total time that this program is going to cost. Now, so that's a total of 54 hours that she's going to spend delivering this program. 54 hours over 6 weeks. Now, we have to figure out her income. Very exciting. 30 new members. The price point that we figured out was $290. That's $8,700 in gross sales. Amazing. Now we take that 54 hours that she's spending, right? And now we're doing her time cost calculation. So if the program is 80, if she's going to profit, or if she's going to grow, sorry, not profit, because she might have costs and things. So her gross sales are $8,700. We divide that by the 54 hours. That's $161.11. And I included that in there because it's my favorite number. Otherwise, I would have just said 161, but it's $161.11 per hour. So we have literally doubled Sarah's hourly rate. Right, so she went from, she said her hourly rate was $80 an hour. We did all the math and we figured it all out. We put this coaching program together because we can sell 30 women at a time, and we can figure out what the right price point is. And $290 for a 6-week coaching program, there, with all that value, with weekly calls and one-on-one time and Facebook community, that's huge value. So this is why online training is so awesome. And we've increased the hourly rate from 80 to 160, doubled, right? So that is super, super epic and super awesome. So that is how I do the math on pricing out offers. And so I want you guys to do the math, and I want you to do me a favor and ask me any questions in the comments below. But I also want you to comment and say, yes, I'm in, I'm locked and loaded, I mean business, I'm doing the math. So comment below, let me know that you're all good and that this was super helpful. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, or if you have questions, leave them in the comment below as well. We will see you guys later. I'm going to take myself in my weird mood out of this. Peace.